Oh, no cutscene. Okay.
I'm too scared to say anything because sometimes I just
Yeah, don't say anything. It's fine.
spoil everything.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
He probably like let her go because he wanted her to get caught in the act. Because that would be smart. Be like, I need to know for certain, and like you would let her walk, and then if she went to them, but she did went to the Galrin, so.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th.
Ryu.
She also
Ryu,
answered
not
to
Rolly.
a higher authority in Garlemald.
They didn't even say like the elves.
But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Huayu. It's like, no, they don't even say the R. It's like Huayu.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Ultima? Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might of...
Yeah, I never did that. Apparently you and Liz did it last night?
They chose to hide behind their walls.
Or night before that?
Why?
Yes. It was
Fun.
very fun and chaotic.
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Vorissos Galvus.
The dude with the sick hat, who looks like the most villainous villain I've ever seen.
So he was Huayu's true master.
Yes.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Ooh.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters.
Fuck the Monetarist.
Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That's awful.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
Grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be
So
for the
much
sake of
political drama.
Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul.
So much.
It gets a little
And with that,
less
I take my
political
leave.
Eventually.
Well, I like the politics of this. I like how it's interspersed with the adventure, so it's good, you know.
All these years.
It's just not all
I've been
politics all
made
the
to-
time.
Yeah, that's the good part about it.
How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monitorous scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
He's having a moment. It's okay.
God.
He's having a moment, man. He's like his best friend, kinda. So he needs to have the moment. Look at she got
I
like
shall have no further need of you this day.
Oh, she has like Moogles and like Chocobo stuffed animals. That's so cute. I like Naminé.
Your Grace.
Yeah, I do too. She's one of my favorites.
Just so cute.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Oh, hey, your girl. This Will's girl. Never mind.
Ever since you proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill,
Upside down cow.
Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees.
Yeah, so he's exploring he had to have been the one who sold like the weapons, like caused that uprising initially.
The Monitorists were ever united in their pursuit of profit.
Yes.
But the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs.
And the monsters are
Yet
at each
now's
other right
not
now.
the time to
Good.
be bickering among ourselves.
Make them fight each other to death. Oh, hey,
This bickering is a threat
Girls'
to law
night.
and order. Might you not have grounds to dissolve the syndicate?
Queen Knight.
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving
People
to
simp for her
dissolve
the
the syndicate
hardest.
is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant
wait, I
class,
can't say that.
whom the Cabal
What?
represents.
I didn't hear you anyway, so
Okay, that's perfect.
I was paying attention to what they were saying. So
This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly.
like I wish I just joined. I kind of wish I was like with Ul'dah because I like those two characters. Like they have
Yeah,
way
but-
more stuff going on than these two leaders right
But
now.
Ul'dah as a whole,
Yeah.
kind of shitty.
Yeah, but these leaders at least, you know, they have more depth to them. They have more, you know, character of how they're dealing with this political situation and all stuff like that. It's great.
Were Lord Lolorito
I want that
here,
strawberry
he would
shortcake.
doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
Well, Lolorito's doesn't he wears a mask. You can't see his eyes.
A ruler is required to take a wide view.
a
Try
very
as we
Ul'dah
might to
thing,
cater
though.
to all
Yeah.
needs, some will inevitably be overlooked.
I guess Eid is from
As
Ul'dah, then
such,
I guess.
there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved.
I'm not gonna
It
say
cannot be
Okay.
helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the immortal flames only makes matters worse.
Yeah.
Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Raubal.
I feel like they're gonna, like, use that as, like, hey, you know, trusted agent, and, like, maybe just kick Reborn out, and then bully the Sultana to do whatever they want.
Eorzea can ill afford for the immortal flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few.
Look at this, like, tea and, like, dessert tray.
I wish I was there.
Oh, yeah, probably pretty good to eat.
So good.
The monetarists
Girls'
claim
night
to
tea
represent the
time.
best interests of the people.
Is it? Yeah.
But in sooth, they desire only to manipulate
even
them
have
for their own
salads.
selfish
Yeah,
ends.
look, they got a full dressing over here. Like, they're good to go.
For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the syndicate that must be dissolved.
Although I'm trying to figure out if that's soup or their tea.
Yeah.
Nay, you
I think that's
jest.
soup because I saw teacups.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall
Oh, she's resigning?
inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Reborn to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
I feel so bad for her because that's her only
There is
real
no other
option
way.
in order to, like...
Yeah, there's no other way.
Because the longer she stays in quote-unquote power, she doesn't actually have any power in the Syndicate.
Yeah, it's like the British royalty, kinda, but like
yeah.
but like you have more political influence, and so it's just like, yeah, we're gonna actually have this be for the people by the people. You can't really have that, you know, figurehead in power.
When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic.
This is a true
Both
Lalafell.
royalists and monetarists shall cease to
A
be.
non-evil potato.
Yeah, I love her.
Good potato.
Yeah, she's great. She's really. I didn't think she would be much, you know, but like I said, like I'm so happy that like they got ever since like that one moment where like he was like on Reborn's shoulder as a parrot to like this now. It's like
Ul'dah will no
Chef's
longer
kiss.
belong to kings or
Yeah,
queens
great,
or
amazing,
merchant
love her.
princes, but to her people.
and she can still have like
Gone. Forgive me for casting aside all that
They'll
you have
still have
toiled
the,
for
like,
in my name.
the noble title. and
she
whatnot.
can still influence people. That's the thing. Is that like her word? People still side with her, and she can still like influence people with even elections. So she'll still
Yeah,
be a
but-
figurehead.
She's still a figurehead, but she's not going to be like an official
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But also, her resigning is going to piss off the Syndicate so bad.
Good. Fuck the syndicate. Fuck the monitors.
Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Meryl, give her another hug. Senna, get in there too. Dreams of Ice. Oh, so that was the end of that, okay, finally ended that one. That was a big cutscene, too. Good intent. Mephilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demand her utmost attention.
I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities.
Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Bears established for this very reason? True, if we are presented with a multitude of problems, however, we have the resources we need to address them in turn. Losa, in particular, is ever a steady hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves.
To what do we owe this pleasure? Have there been many developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah?
As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Galrian agent. Suffice to say, Teleji Alaleji, curse his name, fuck that kid, and his monitoress Ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Immortal Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Ruban needs our help. I would direct the Crystal Bearers to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection.
None, whatsoever. We have matters here as well in hand.
Oh, hey, Taki. Your hair copulating. Shut up. Shut up. Don't make fun of me. Maya Brenda's research proceeding as planned?
So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Yorianger is poring over his tomes at the Walking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it's only a matter of time. Losa, we focus on that task. Perhaps you could assist Alphino and his braves with theirs? It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so.
Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend before my departure, such as receiving whatever that name is latest report. He's proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish to keep in secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command, and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you're finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask.
If there are any more developments on our front, I shall inform you once in the usual fashion.
So just link Pearl. I will text you via link Pearl. Telegiology! Oh yeah, this guy. Look at him. He's got a cool eye patch.
Pleasure as always, Losa. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it?
Actually, I have another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind to repeat your report for her behalf.
Right then.
Me and mine have been making inquiries to the source of the weapon that will find their way to the refugees' hands a ways back. So what happens, we call it when is something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp-pointed things by a black marketeer held up near Highbridge.
I doubt this man could secure such quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would have preferred this transaction to remain secret.
Bring to mind that the merchant that caught Nero while talking to Lohse, don't it? Generous fellow, he was. Doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients would have made the same mischief in mind. But, if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy?
Seizing weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Lohse?
I say we fucking do it.
Then it's settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbred at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings.